Right now, I want to introduce you to someone that for me has a very powerful story. When I met this lady, she said to me, you know that I'm a lifelong Democrat, okay? And we are great friends because she lost her daughter to this horrible killer. And I want to bring up Laura Lynch to tell you her story and why we fight so hard to get better solutions and why we're here today. My friends, Laura Lynch.
I didn't anticipate being so emotional from the very beginning here. But the outpouring of support and just the love in the air is overwhelming. I want to thank all of you for being here. It's been just a little over 3 years since I lost my daughter Brillion, who had just turned 18 6 days before, to fentanyl poisoning. I could talk for hours about what a special person she was and how lucky I am to have been her mom. I was so proud of her. She had this joyous, infectious laugh. She could light up a room by just walking in it. She had this dry wit about her. She was so funny. She kept us on our toes. She made us laugh like no one else, and we were her best audience. She was one of those rare people who did well at nearly everything she tried. An amazing singer, a talented artist, an accomplished cook. She was everything that I had never been. And boy, was she smart. At 18, she already had enough credits to graduate high school, and she was just 3 classes away from getting her 2-year degree at Bellevue College. Fentanyl poisoning is now the leading cause of death for ages 18 to 45. That's more than twice the lives lost from gun violence each year. Just let that sink in. 300 innocent people die every day in this country, 200 of them from fentanyl poisoning. Fentanyl pills described as prescription pills. These are people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, poor, and everything in between. It's not only what you see on the news, people lying on the streets of Seattle, the homeless. It's people like me and like you and your families. Fentanyl does not discriminate. If you think you're immune to this happening to you or your family, you're just hiding your head in the sand. It is a poisoning. It's not an overdose. It isn't like someone accidentally just took too much of it. The amount that can fit on the tip of a sharpened pencil is deadly. The DEA reports now that 70% of pills confiscated have fatal amounts of fentanyl in them. Washington State has seen the highest double-digit increases in deaths, while many other states have seen decreases, some with even double-digit decreases due to their law changes. I ask, why isn't Washington doing something? Partnering with the DEA, I've spoken to many high school students and parents. Kids need this information and they need to hear it from trusted sources. It's too late for my daughter, but it's not too late for countless other people. Young people, they think they're invincible. They need to be taught that they are not. This is a crisis of magnitude we've never seen before. You could easily get these from social media. Maps will literally show you where the dealers are in your neighborhood. And I promise you, they're in your neighborhood. They can be delivered right to your front door, and you'd never even know it. They only cost $1 or $2 now. You might want to know if I got any justice. Well, I'm one of the lucky ones, if you can say that. Initially, prosecutors thought they could charge the dealer with controlled substance homicide, to then deciding to not charge him with anything. Next to finding my daughter dead in her room, it was the second worst day of my life. Ultimately, because the work of a stellar Bellevue police detective, my persistence, and help from many people, including King County Councilman Reagan Dunn, Prosecutors charged him with drug distribution. Well, this isn't much. At least it's something. That's more than most parents get. The current laws just make it too difficult to charge these dealers. Why should a grieving mom have to work this hard for justice? Texts show he knew the pills were deadly. These dealers, they all know. They know they're not pills from a pharmacy, that they keep selling them with no fear of being punished, even when someone dies. Because there is currently no punishment in Washington state that fits the crime. This has got to change, and change quickly. I strongly believe that these dealers should be charged with attempted murder for the sale of fentanyl. A mandatory felony, because that's what it is. It's attempted murder. This has now become my lifelong goal to honor my daughter. Despite my grief, or maybe because of it, I have felt compelled to spread the word on the dangers of fentanyl to whoever will listen to me. If I can just save one person and prevent a family from going through this never-ending pain, a pain you might think you could imagine, but I promise you can't. Not even close, no matter how hard you might try. It'll be worth my time and effort. I want to sincerely thank Dr. Raul Garcia, who I now consider a friend, for inviting me here, and I'm so proud to be part of this historic fentanyl walk to honor my precious daughter. Finally someone is trying to do something in this state. I've gotten to know Dr. Garcia, and he clearly has a sincere passion for this worthy cause. He sees this devastation every day in his work in the ER, and he has my utmost respect. Please, use your power as a voter, to elect officials who really want to do something about this, and not close their eyes like it just isn't happening in this state. This is a complicated issue, yes. It'll be hard. There's no one solution. It'll require better education, treatment, ongoing support, and appropriate punishment for these people selling this deadly poison. There must be a deterrent to selling. We need people in government that demonstrate by their actions, not just their words, that they actually care about us and our families, our children. Thank you for listening to my story.